So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you some really cool things that Mailchimp is doing now, and why I love it for marketing automation for small businesses. So I actually have a cool thing to show you. I got my Mailchimp postcard sent to me through Mailchimp. It's a test one that you can have sent to you for free, and you kind of see what it's like to have the postcard in your hand. And so what I want to show you is how easy it is to do. And I know that you can send postcards as a small business. You can put a group together and send information. But what I like about Mailchimp is how easy it is, and you can use the tool that they're using. So I picked Mailchimp. I really decided probably about 4 years ago to go to Mailchimp versus Constant Contact for a couple of different reasons. And a big one was the ease of use. And with me consulting with a lot of smaller businesses who have to wear lots of hats, you need something that's easy to use and you can get it done quickly. And then also the cost effectiveness, it's a lot better. It's a lot cheaper for small businesses than Constant Contact until you get up to maybe over the 30,000 mark. I recommend Mailchimp, so it's a little more affordable. And I like a lot of the plugins that Mailchimp offers into a lot of different software. They really seem to be focused on smaller businesses and how do we help the smaller businesses get the most advantage over marketing automation. Not to say that Constant Contact isn't great and you can do amazing things with it, but those are the reasons that I picked to work with Mailchimp for the most part, even though I do some Constant Contact for the clients that have that. So here we go. So what I did, so I'm here in Mailchimp and I'm in just our own account here. And so what you do is you just go here and you click Create Campaign. So you're in the Campaign tab. Let me show you that up here. So up here you have your different sections in Mailchimp, and you click on Campaigns, and then I'm going to do Create Campaign. So I'm going to click there. All right, so from in here, you've got a couple different types of campaigns you can do. Now, of course, we're all pretty familiar with email. There's a lot of different options here that you can do, but this one here, postcard, is what we're going to talk about today. So when you click on postcard, then you can name your postcard, and right here, you can get it down to 75 cents a card, but it's usually around 99 cents if you have a smaller amount, so you get the cheaper cost when you have larger amounts. And I think if you click on that, it'll kind of tell you the breakdown. Not quite sure where it is. Okay, so you can get it down to 75 cents if you're going over 10,000. So 1 to 50, 99, you get it down to 95. I bet most of us are going to be in here. It's at under 5,000, so about 95 cents within the US. So we're going to let's do a holiday special for Premier customers. So this would be a great thing to do so of course you're going to want to advertise your holiday specials on Facebook, and you can do them in lots of different ways on your website, in your email newsletter, but it's really awesome if your really special customers that you know would respond really well could get a postcard as well in the mail. There's even a way you can add a little special code on it that they could get a special discount from. So let's pretend we're doing that. To begin. Okay, so for here, when you do the add recipients, you can click here and you can say, I want to choose my existing contacts, and you could pick your whole group if you want to, or you can do a new audience, or you can import your addresses. So from right here, you could just say, I want these special people receiving this. But what I think is so awesome is that you can send them to people that are in your Mailchimp audience that you don't have mailing addresses for. So if you've been collecting email addresses when you're checking out, or let's say you have a registration form on your website and you don't get the full mailing address, Mailchimp will use the databases they have access to and connect them to the email addresses that you have, and that way you can send them out postcards. Now you can't then get the addresses yourself, you have to go through Mailchimp, but it's a great way to be able to access all the data they have available. So I could say I want to send to my existing contacts. Now ideally you'd want to maybe choose a contact list that would just be your special your premier customers. So you should segment out your audience. And so this particular audience that I picked has just a few amount in it. I set this up for this call. And so from there, you can choose a segment or a tag if there's a certain tag that you want to use. And so with Mailchimp, you can tag certain people certain ways if they signed up on a certain page of your website or if they bought a certain product. And you can do as much as you want for that, add as many tags as you want. And so once you've decided how many you want, then you're going to tell it how many, what your budget is. So of course, for that 99 cents, I'm going to get about 25 of my contacts. So if I wanted to increase it to $100, then I can actually reach about 100 of my contacts. So this is a great way to just stay in budget and say exactly how much you want to spend on that campaign. So if I wanted to reach a certain 105 people on that contact list, I want to then segment out and maybe add a tag to those contacts to say premier customer and get 100 of those chosen out and then identify that audience. It's just going to pick 100 of those contacts. So you'd want to control that potentially using tags or segments. Okay, so there's a couple other things that are really awesome. If you do new audience, then you can choose the audience that you have. So if I wanted to pick this one here, and just like Facebook knows all the data points that people have, and so we can create lookalike audiences, that's what this is. So with Mailchimp, and you can't, I mean, this just blows my mind. You can't do this with an email because there's spam laws, but you can send junk mail to people, right? We can still get junk mail in our mailboxes, and that brand awareness that we get through to them and gets right to their email, that's fantastic. So what you can do is say, I want you to go find people who have similar habits and data points, and Mailchimp is used by hundreds and thousands of companies, and they send millions of emails. And so they have a lot of data about what types of emails people are opening, the types of things they're clicking on, and and so what you'll do is you'll say, go find me more people like that are similar to my premier customers. So this is a really powerful audience. So then you'd say, find me people who are similar to this audience, and you pick that audience, and then you can choose the zip code that you're looking to target with people that are like that. The third thing that you can do here is import the addresses. If you have the actual mailing addresses, you can import those. Now, I recommend on your actual audience itself, so back in your audience, that you already have your mailing addresses set up if you have them. But a lot of us are not collecting the full mailing addresses for people unless you get shipping addresses or something like that. And I usually recommend when you're getting your leads that you just try to get ask for as little information as possible. So if all you have is an email address because you're emailing people like a newsletter or something like that, when they sign up for that, you don't want to ask for a whole bunch of information because that's going to give more friction at that sign up. And you just want their email address. Just at least get that. So a very short lead form is important when you're just starting that relationship. Once they become a customer, yes, we should have their full information in some way, get that. And so that's where this can kind of help with that. So then after you do the set your budget, decide who you're going to go to. I'm going to click save here. Okay, so then becomes the design process, and you get 2 ways to design. So the first one is you get to put a photo here on the front of it, and the back of it, you don't get to put any kind of design. You only get to do your headline and your little bit of description under it. So I know that you can get you can have a lot more fun with postcards, and you can do a back design when you do your own custom postcards. And if you have that capability and you want to do like an invite or something really impressive, of course you'll still do that. This is meant to be something that's do an integrated marketing that, oh, look, they just found 104 people similar to the contacts. So they found them. That's awesome. So for this one, you're just going to upload a picture. So I'm going to do add content, and you're going to upload an image. Now, the nice thing is it's just saying that it has to be in a certain size. So it's not teaching you about bleeds or about anything about the image. So you just get to go and design an image that's that size. So of course, if I went to browse when I was playing around with this, I didn't have anything uploaded already that was that exact postcard size. So here's what you do. You go over to Canva, which we did a presentation on. We did a live video last month on, and you're going to type these into Canva as your custom dimensions. So let me show you how we're going to do that. I'm going to go over to Canva. All right, so I'm over here in Canva, and when I'm logged in, I'm going to do create design, and I click on this create design and then do custom dimensions. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and grab my dimensions, 1875 by 1350. 1875, 1350, create design. Okay, so from over here, let's do holiday. Let's do Boxing Day deals. That's kind of cool. Oh, looky there. They even have, this is an actual postcard. So I think that is a reference to in the UK, I believe Boxing Day is over there. So you can change this, but let's just pretend that we're celebrating Boxing Days. Okay, so obviously Canva knew that I was doing a postcard because they're really, you can see that what they've done here with all of their templates, they're showing me postcard templates. So how cool that it's that smart too. So it's really trying to help you. All the software is trying to help us small businesses who are just doing what we do. All right, so now that we've got, we'll pretend this is all customized. I'm going to download it here. You can actually download it right into Mailchimp. Let me show you how to do that. So here I can go like this, and I can say Mailchimp, and I can save it into my files in Mailchimp. Because I believe I've already connected my Mailchimp. So now it is already available in my Mailchimp. And so I can go over there and look at it. And so it's in my content studio, and there it is. It's ready to go. So now I'm going to browse to find that image. Here it is. Oh, now it's saying it's too small. I wonder, let's try this. Let's download it. Should be right. Let's download it this way and just make sure it didn't compress it. It might have compressed it when it uploaded it directly. Let's try this. So we're going to upload it directly. See if this will help. So it might have compressed it thinking it was going to be a, yep, that's what it did. So cool. We just learned something live on Facebook that you cannot just do the Mailchimp convert over because it compresses it to make it best for online viewing. All right, so now we've got our preview showing there, and we do a heading of sale on holiday items. That's going to show up there. This would be my body text. You can upload your logo if you want to upload your logo. All right, and then you just do save. So you can look at your front and your back, and you do save, and then it would tell you over here what you have to pay. And so then you can just go ahead and pay, and then it would go out. And I have to say that the card itself, when it came, there was a little bit, and you probably can't see it here, but there was a little bit of like white on the edge of the card. This is the test one that you can get. And so when you first log into this postcard area, you can see that it will tell you get a free postcard sent to you. You can see the quality, but the actual thickness of the card, it's got a little bit of shine to it. I think it's right on par with what you get as a promotional postcard. And so I think that this little white area here at the bottom, post office itself, it might have got a little wet. It looks like it got some of the blue came off of the card. And so that's something that, I mean, as a postcard, you can't really control. So let me go back over here. Let me know if you try this, or if there's something that you're thinking that you could try. What I think would be great, even in your description here on the postcard, you could have in your body, you could put a code in there that they can mention at the store, such as bring in this card to the store to get 10% off. I'm super excited about this, to use an integrated marketing approach to some of our campaigns. And so you can just add in an extra $25 or $50 and see how that works with sending out special coupons to your customers. But if you have any questions about any other things that you'd like to see videos on, or things that you're have poked around with or not quite sure about, just shoot me an email or send me a message through the Facebook group, and we can cover it in a future video. All right, so that's what I have for today. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.